higher for longer, shocked the markets a little bit. How is it impacting your business? And also, how's it impacting your customers? Again, mid-sized and regional banks, also credit unions.
Yeah, so it's an interesting time right now in banking. You know, a lot of people refer to what's happening with regional banks as a crisis. I wouldn't call it a crisis. In the report that you just shared, for example, the outflow of deposits, much of that is attributed to the fact that there was a big inflow of deposits when stimulus checks were going out. Right? So a lot of balances increased in a lot of consumer accounts and business accounts with PPP. Well, now that money has been spent or is being spent. And so there's a drain on those deposits that have been made over the last couple of years as a result of the COVID stimulus money. And couple that with what's happening just in general with regard to banking. So a lot of concern about commercial real estate. When you look at the regional banking space that we serve, as opposed to the tier one banks, most of our financial institutions are not big into office space. They're into commercial real estate that looks like manufacturing facilities and smart warehouses, those types of things. So although there is certainly activity that is somewhat negative in the regional banking space, our customers, by and large, have not been affected in any major way by what's happening in the overall economy.
All right, I want to talk about your business. You've never been shy. You're always looking for a deal. You're a big M&A guy. This higher cost of capital, rates maybe even moving up on the 10-year to 5%. Does that change your opinion of M&A? Does that change how even your board looks at it?
Yeah, so it has been an interesting conversation lately. And as you know, we have been a serial acquirer for many years. Just in my tenure, we've acquired 32 companies at Jack Henry. And so this change in the interest rate environment certainly is a big part of the conversation now, whereas for quite some time with cost of capital being almost nothing, now the conversation is different. So it is part of the calculus now. When we're looking at an acquisition, we really have to factor in the impact of the interest on that debt when we take on debt to do the acquisition, and what is the long-term impact as opposed to other uses of capital. And we haven't been a big buyer of our own stock, but we do that once in a while. Well, now the idea of stock repurchases is much more on the table as kind of a comparative point to doing an acquisition than it has been over the past 3 years.
Really, that's interesting. Just kind of a shift in strategy, especially for you. Again, you mentioned you've done a couple dozen deals since you've taken over. I want to hit on something else, the regional banks. So they're down over 20% since the collapse of SVB. After it happened, we heard there's going to be a lot of bank consolidation, M&A, deposits would move to bigger banks. You really have your finger on the pulse of what's going on with a lot of these companies. You provide their software to do all types of different transactions. What are you seeing and what are you hearing? Is there going to be M&A coming up that just hasn't happened yet? What are you hearing?
Yeah, so first off, not a big outflow of deposits from our customers into other institutions. That was certainly the the concern when Silicon Valley Bank failed and the other couple that happened after that. But that was not really a major impact to our customers. The impact was, as I mentioned earlier, more just kind of normal spending that was happening because people had this buildup in cash. On the topic of bank M&A, however, there is definitely a lot of demand out there for M&A. A lot of bankers are looking to acquire. The challenge has been for those public institutions, their stock has been impacted, and so they feel like they wouldn't get the valuation that they would expect for their franchise. The buyers don't feel like they have a currency to use to do M&A. And so M&A has really come to almost a stop. I won't say it's literally a stop, but there's been very little M&A here the last several months and even a year. But there's a lot of demand out there. In fact, I'm speaking in January at a conference that I speak at every year called Acquire or Be Acquired.
Okay.
The whole point of that conference is people coming in to try and match up buyers and sellers. I would expect by January, when I'm at that conference, M&A will be happening again in the banking space.